on the left-hand side, you can see the Schlossturm. This tower is all that remains of Dusseldorf's former castle and is evidence of Dusseldorf's past as a royal residence. In the 16th century, the Dukes of Jülich-Klevesberg made Dusseldorf their capital, and this contributed significantly to the later flowering of the city. The city of Dusseldorf was founded in 1288, when Count Adolf von Berg granted it a municipal charter following his victory over the Archbishop of Cologne in the Battle of Worringen. This bloody confrontation is commemorated by the Stadterhebungsmonument, which is the work of the famous sculptor Bert Gerresheim, and is situated in Burgplatz opposite the Schlossturm. In 1585, Duke Johann Wilhelm held what was probably the most ostentatious princely wedding of the entire 16th century in and around Dusseldorf Castle. The court in Dusseldorf experienced yet another high point some 100 years later during the reign of Elector Jan Willem, who married into the Medici family. Jan Willem extended the castle further and distinguished himself as a collector and patron of the arts. Following a major fire, the ruins of the castle were finally demolished in 1896. Only the tower remained, and today it houses the Navigation Museum. You may be interested to discover that Burgplatz is where the small river Dussel flows into the Rhine. This waterway, only 40 kilometers in length, gives Dusseldorf its name. Under the Rhine Kniebrücke, built in 1969, one of the 7 bridges in the Dusseldorf conurbation. Its name comes from the point where it crosses the Rhine. The river here takes a particularly sharp bend, which, when viewed from the air, looks like a very human knee. Immediately at the end of the bridge, right back to the Rhine, both are perspective. Left are the State Parliament of North Rhine-Westphalia and the Rhine Turm, or Rhine Tower. Directly on the Rhine is the Landtag, the seat of the state parliament of North Rhine-Westphalia. In 1946, the administration of the British occupation zone took the somewhat surprising decision to make Dusseldorf the capital of the newly created federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. The reasons for this decision were probably the city's central location in the federal state, its excellent communications, and the availability of office space that had not been destroyed during the war. In 1988, after decades spent occupying a succession of temporary parliament buildings, the MPs finally moved into this new building, which consists of 6 semicircular blocks around a circular plenary chamber. We are now leaving the main waterway of the Rhine and sailing into Dusseldorf's media harbour. The project to transform part of the working port of Dusseldorf into a modern business and restaurant district began in 1989. The exciting combination of old industrial architecture and visionary contemporary buildings has predominantly attracted companies from the advertising and media sectors. Several TV stations have also moved into the Media Harbour district. Frank O. Gehry's dancing office towers are famous far beyond the city boundaries. You can see them on the left-hand side, just by the entrance to the harbour. Their twisted facades and unusual building materials have played an important part in establishing the Media Harbour's reputation as an exciting place for fans of contemporary architecture. The large number of restaurants and bars ensures that this new quarter remains attractive even after the working day is over. The high-rise office building with the colourful facade on the right-hand side is known as the Calorium and was designed by the British architect William Allen Alsop. It was completed in 2001 and its colourful glass facade forms a deliberate contrast to the neighbouring historic buildings in brick. At the head of the harbour basin, you can see another spectacular building, the Wolkenhügel, which appears to float freely some 50 metres above the historic buildings below. Further eye-catching features are the flosses, which you can see climbing up one of the harbour facades. These colourful plastic creatures were created by Rosalie, a professor at the Academy of Fine Art in Stuttgart. Attractive promenade to be found anywhere along the Rhine. From here, It's only a couple of steps to Dusseldorf's famous shopping street, the Königsallee. Sailing under Castle Bridge. Immediately behind it on the right bank, you will see a large domed building. This is the Turnhalle. It was built in 1925-26 as a multi-purpose venue and was originally used as a planetarium. Today, it functions as a concert hall. It was built for Jولة, a major exhibition dedicated to healthcare, social welfare, and physical exercise, which was held in Dusseldorf in 1926 and attracted more than 7 million visitors to the city over a 6-month period. New buildings were constructed on the banks of the Rhine, especially for this, the biggest trade fair of the interwar years. These include the Ehrenhof and the Rhine, which are still standing today. The Ehrenhof now houses the Kunstpalast Art Gallery, with its collection of paintings and sculpture from the Middle Ages to the present day. The Rhine is hired out for events of all kinds. In the 1970s, the increase in traffic and the planned metro line over the Rhine made it necessary to build a new bridge. But in order to avoid interrupting the flow of traffic across the Rhine, a spectacular plan was hatched. The new bridge was constructed 50 meters upstream